welcome to Startup TNT Invested Summit number 6 or number 19, depending how you count. The math is tricky. It's also week 184 of Thursday Night Tradition. We've been doing this for 3.5 years in Edmonton. Let's hear for it. Let's hear it. We're joined by our friends in Calgary tonight. How you doing?
And here in Calgary, this is our 2nd year anniversary of our very first summit. So let's cheer for that. I don't know how many weeks that is, but. So I'm Neil. I'm the lead for Startup TNT here in Calgary, and I'm super happy to have with me here tonight is Crystal. I'll let her introduce herself and tell you awesome people what she does.
Yeah, hello everybody. It's so nice to feel this energy. I am Crystal Phillips, and I am the co-founder of the Branch Out Neurological Foundation and the health lead and head of experience of Thin Air Labs, which is a venture fund here in Calgary. Great to be here tonight.
And I'm Zach, one of the co-founders of Startup TNT. Okay, we got an opening slide deck here to kind of introduce the evening. And so let's pull that up. And we're going to start things off with a land acknowledgement. So Neil, take it away.
That's right. Thanks, Zach. So before we begin, we do want to recognize that we're all on treaty territory. Tonight, we honor those elders whose stories this land carries, and we acknowledge that this land was a traditional meeting ground, gathering place, and traveling route for the many First Nations and Métis peoples. We acknowledge that we acknowledge all those that have walked on this land before us, and we aim to create a safe space for all Indigenous peoples at TNT. Tonight, we honor their mission to gather and tell stories, and we're going to tell our own stories here tonight too.
We're going to tell a lot of stories here tonight, and I'm really excited about it. So let's kick things off with what's the agenda, Neil? Let's just run through this really quickly. Basically, there's pitches, then there's a deliberation, and then there's going to be some investments announced live on stage across the prairies.
Good job, Zach. And I'll add that we're going to party at the end. There's going to be 4 winners across the prairies, 1 in Calgary for sure, 1 in Edmonton for sure, and it's going to be awesome.
And you know, we've been doing this now for 3 years. We've raised over $7 million for 50 plus companies from 230 investors. And there's the logos of all the companies across the prairies that have raised money at TNT Investment Summits. And you know, I love the stats behind the logos. 28 of these companies were pre-revenue at the time they received investments.
25 of these companies have a hardware component.
14 of these companies were direct spin-offs from our universities or built their technology in partnership with the university.
And 11 of these 50 startups have a BIPOC founder or co-founder.
And 24 of them had a women founder or co-founder. These represent our community. Let's hear it for them.
Hey, Crystal, as you look at that logo field up there, are there any deals that Thin Air Labs and TNT are invested in together?
There sure are. We've got 2 actually. One is True Angle based out of Edmonton, and the other one is Arbor here in Calgary.
Awesome. And hopefully we'll see more over the next couple of years.
You bet we will. Maybe even after tonight. Who knows?
And I want to give a shout out to the Drug Bank team, first one of our summit. Some of them are here tonight joining us. Let's hear it for Drug Bank. We got Shane, Mark in the back there.
Good job, Drug Bank.
My clicker might have died. Oh no. There it is. Okay, listen. We got lots of partners here tonight. A lot of them are helping us. These are core funding partners. They allow us to keep operating. Many of them are here tonight helping us put on this program. And we got partners of all kinds, from close friends to organizing and regional partners that help us actually put on the event together.
So Zach, why do we invest in startups at TNT?
You know, for me, Neil, it's really personal. I love the fact that when I walk the streets here in Edmonton, I meet founders on a regular basis at the coffee shops, at the cafes. We get to work together, and a bunch of investors here from Edmonton are invested in those companies. And we all get to grow together. You know, and we're building a community here, a social community. We're making economic impact right here in Edmonton, and these companies are actually impacting the world. So for me, it's really that personal touch, Neil.
Absolutely. I think we can all agree to that. Let's hear a round of applause for the amazing communities that we live in. Now, I got a personal question for Crystal. So why do you invest in startups and Thin Air Labs too, if you want to branch out a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a few things here. So first of all, like Zach, we love to invest in companies that have high human impact. I mean, what better reason to get out of bed than to work with some of the most amazing humans on this planet, founders of companies, entrepreneurs, and those startup teams. They're full of ambition. They're so optimistic. You have a bad day, you just meet with a founder and talk about their optimistic approach and their big vision for the future. And of course, we also like to make a lot of money. And I think the companies that are going to make the highest human impact in the world are actually going to be the ones who make the most money. So very excited for all of the reasons above.
Absolutely. Well stated. All right, Zach, how does this all work?
Well, every investor pre-commits $5,000, and I just want you to think about that for a second. They don't know who they're investing in. They don't know all the other investors at the table, but they believe that we're going to get in on a really great startup company. And then they collaborate to perform diligence over about an 8-week process, culminating tonight. And the investment decision is made live here in front of the audience at the end of the night. And it's not just the pitches you're seeing tonight. There's been hundreds of hours of due diligence done on these companies. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that are meeting with our investors to go out for dinner, to do site visits, to actually have like proper relationships and mentorship conversations. It's so much more than just a pitch event, and it's so much more than just an investment.
Absolutely. Well, let's just take a quick look at the numbers for this particular summit that we've had. So we had 120 plus applicants. We were just about at 130. We got 95 investors. We got 4 streams across all 3 prairie provinces. Tonight, I haven't checked the latest number. We got over 650 tickets sold and a huge crowd here in Calgary and a great crowd in Edmonton. We're in 5 cities. We got 1 watch party in Regina. And we tonight we're going to invest over $1 million into at least 4 prairie startups tonight.
Minimum of $1 million into 4 companies. Let's hear it for it. We've got Manitoba and Saskatchewan already started. There's minimum 4 deals happening, hopefully a lot more.
Totally. Now, let's talk about the investors for a minute. We just spent time talking about what they've done here, but there's a ton of great investors that I'm looking at in this room, and it takes 2 sides to make this happen. We need amazing founders and amazing investors. So Zach asked me to say 1 powerful investor story, but I really couldn't narrow it down. So I got a couple quick ones from Calgary I had to write down because I didn't want to forget. And I know that Edmonton has the same happening. So we got Mo, who's co-investing with his son, Zane. He's been doing DD and he's calling in tonight from Finland. We got Edon and his dad, Gideon, who have been there ever since our very first Calgary summit, and they are calling in from Hawaii. We got first-time investors like Ron. He's sitting right there. I know he doesn't like the spotlight, but there's Ron there. It's his first time being an investor. He's been leading DD like a champ, all the way from the top 20 to tonight. We got longtime investors like Trevor. I don't know where Trevor's sitting at, but he's a guy who takes a look at a company and his brain goes to places that mine just can't, and his insights are super powerful. So keep in mind, all the investors here pre-committed their money without seeing any of these companies, but they knew that there are amazing companies being put up in Alberta that they want to invest in, and that's a really powerful statement right there. One last stat. So our investors, as of yesterday, sent 4,937 messages on Slack. I'm sure we're over 5K here today. There's been hundreds of hours of DD meetings, thousands of emails, and they put a ton of work into their decision tonight.
Absolutely. Great summary, Neil. Okay, here's a list of your companies pitching tonight, everybody. There's 20 companies. We're going to see the 10 companies from Alberta tonight. So we'll get to watch our Edmonton companies live. You guys down in Calgary get to watch your companies live. And then there's going to be a big announcement at the end of the night. So are we ready to get started, Neil and Crystal?
Yeah, I think let's get started. Calgary, are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
This sound is deafening. Edmonton, are you guys ready? All right, listen, I want to give a chance. I want to give a chance for the Onni Group to say a few words. The Onni Group owns this building. They worked with our partners, CBRE, to let us all use this space. We've got Mark from the Onni Group here today to say a couple of words of welcome.
Wow. Thank you very much. My name is Mark. We're from the Onni Group. We're so pleased to be part of tonight's event. We have a couple amazing properties here in Edmonton, the Jasper, which we're in right here, and the Beaver House, which is down the road. We're here to work with and support businesses from the startup phase to established and everything in between. So we're here for you to help grassroots in there. Congratulations to the finalists today, and we're looking forward to an amazing event. Thank you very much.
All right. So everybody here, I hope you can recognize this beautiful space they're in. So the first co-host that I want to come up and introduce a company is Mina with Platform Calgary. He's going to talk about what they do here, and let's show him a little bit of love because this is a pretty special place. And for Q&A, we have Kyle Kanofsky. He does a ton of great work in the community. He's a startup TNT ambassador. So when he's done, give him a round of applause too. People love that kind of thing.
All right. Shout out. I love it. Thank you. Welcome to the Platform Innovation Center. I'm sure everyone has already been here before, but if you haven't, this is it. This is what we're here to do. We're here to support founders, and we're here to support founders in several different ways, anything from ideation all the way to MVP and beyond. That's what we do here at Platform. My name is Mina Demian. I'm one of the advisors. But we do that with all the incredible partners, including the incredible job that TNT is doing tonight. So I'm going to take this time to plug a few things, if you don't mind, and I hope you don't, because you have no option. So right now, if you know a founder that is looking for a really great accelerator, Alberta Catalyzer is right now taking intakes. It closes November 30th. That's where you're going to be able to build scalable systems, work towards investment readiness. So November 30th is the closing date. Also, I'm going to plug a couple of events. I'm sure that everyone's already signed up, but Innovation Week starts November 21st and ends November 27th. So starting with launch party, make sure to get your tickets. It's going to be amazing, and ends with Tech Stars Weekend. So learn more, get your tickets. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the first pitcher, 4Pi Labs, Stephen Akal.
Hey, where is the clicker? All right. Ready to have fun? Okay, I'm going to start off with a few personal yet relevant anecdotes. I've been through many rocket attacks in Afghanistan while working on improvised explosive device detection. I've actually accidentally stepped on a landmine in southern Angola while doing humanitarian landmine detection and clearance. And I've fallen off a mountain in Antarctica while doing climate change research. All of those things really scared me, but climate change scares me even more, especially for our future generations. Thus, I co-founded 4Pi Lab to develop space-based technologies to address issues related to climate change. One of our first tasks is to develop a space-based system to detect, geolocate, and report extremely small wildfires in real time. My name's Stephen Akal. I'm the co-founder and CEO of 4Pi Lab. I'm a world expert in remote sensing, and many of my colleagues call me the brown Lex Luthor, the good kind of remote sensing, with a tinge of Indiana Jones. I've spent more than 30 years designing and selling millions of dollars of my patented and state-of-the-art Earth observation systems globally. And 4Pi Lab's other co-founders also have impeccable track records for bringing audacious concepts to reality and commercial success. Currently, wildfires contribute 5% of all global GHG emissions, cost billions to suppress, and cause billions in infrastructure damages. And this is only going to get worse, contributing to a negative cycle of climate change as our precious forests are destroyed. 4Pi Lab's space-based solutions are the perfect combination of resolution, timeliness, and global coverage. This will help break that cycle by delivering real-time and actionable data to first responders to stop potentially catastrophic wildfires. And we are taking a unique and very powerful approach to real-time detecting with virtually zero false positives, wildfires as small as 5 meters in diameter from space. And we'll use AI analytics, folding in real-time meteorology, topography, forest type, etc., to assign a threat level to every wildfire alert. Our technologies have been developed and vetted via wonderful grants from the Canadian Space Agency and support from Defence Research Development Canada. Basically, our tech and our solutions are space ready. So the big question is, how are we going to make money? Well, we'll have three main revenue streams: real-time wildfire alerts, very high-resolution firefront mapping, and voluntary carbon credits. These are more than a $3 billion opportunity with the potential to reduce global GHG emissions by up to a massive 4.5%. We are seeking, well, no, we're always seeking. We're currently raising a pre-seed round of $2 million in a convertible note. And this is led by the awesome Boston-based Azola Ventures. And they're contributing $1 million to that fund. And they'll also lead our seed round. We're looking for passionate and forward-thinking investors, supporters, and cheerleaders who genuinely want to make an impact on climate change and who share our vision to dramatically reduce the number of catastrophic wildfires globally in less than 5 years, positively impacting billions of people. We would love for you to join our intrepid journey to use space as a powerful tool to slow climate change and, of course, to make it less scary. Thank you very much for your attention.
Awesome work, Steve. What a great first pitch, Calgary. We got 4 more of them and 5 to go from Edmonton. So Zach, over to you. Let's see Edmonton's first pitch.
Thank you, Neil. Great start, Calgary. All right, listen, to introduce our first Edmonton presenter, I'm going to invite Cassandra from Health Cities up to the stage. Cassandra, one of our sponsors, one of our BFS sponsors, tell us a little bit about Health Cities, what you guys do.
Yeah, so Health Cities, we are a national nonprofit. We work with clinicians, innovators, and companies to integrate new platform technology into the healthcare system that improves health outcomes and also increases the economic growth of the sector.
And what is your role at Health Cities?
So my official title, I'm a stakeholder engagement manager, but if anybody's worked in nonprofit, you know that your role changes day to day. So I do grant writing, project coordination, student coordination, kind of all of the above. They really like the other duties as required in the job description.
That's 95% of the duties.
Definitely.
And I've heard that you've got some exciting program coming up around aging in place.
Yeah, so we currently have a call for expressions of interest for technology that will aid older adults to age in place in the areas of memory, cognition, mobility, and just healthy aging and prevented any kind of chronic diseases or injury. So you can check that out on our website, healthcities.ca.
Well, listen, Cassandra, thanks for joining us, and how appropriate that the first presenter is actually a health tech company. So who is it? Take it away.
It is my pleasure to welcome Ratmir from 48 Hour Discovery to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. We are Edmonton-based biotech/pharmaceutical company that creates innovative solutions for discovery of early lead candidates for therapeutic treatments. Our technology are billions of genetically encoded molecules, which many of them have the potential to become the future treatments. So the future therapeutic solutions are rapidly moving towards becoming precision medicines, entities that will cure cancer or deliver gene therapy or fight inflammatory diseases need to be not only eliminating the undesired effect, but also not acting on healthy tissues in your body. So what I want to do to illustrate this effect here is this modality, which is so-called targeted radiopharmaceutical treatment, where you deliver a radiation payload, a radioactive atom, linked to an entity called targeting molecule, and that targeting molecule binds specifically to receptors, this red entity, which is expressed only on tumor tissues, but not anywhere else in your body. Such entities, when injected in your body, they'll circulate and eventually accumulate only where tumor is present, thereby focusing the radioactive destructive power only to the tumor and not anywhere else. So these type of entities could, in principle, been delivering radiation for the last 50 years. Radiation has been used for half a century, but finding these targeting entity has been always very problematic and expensive. So these type of solutions are no longer a dream. One example has already been approved by FDA, and purchased by Novartis for $3.5 billion last year. It's so-called Lutathera, which is again a combination of targeting moiety that brings this entity called somatostatin peptide to a somatostatin receptor in neuroendocrine tumors. And then these neuroendocrine tumors are then wiped out by a radioactive lutetium atom. The question is, can we repeat this success and find new entities, new targeting moieties for other classes of diseases, for other classes of tumors? And again, 48 Hour in its platform has a perfect positioning of taking billions of potential targeting molecules, these green triangles, attaching radioactive payloads to them, and then fishing for new solutions using new kinds of targets from other type of tumors, thereby delivering new potential therapeutic solutions for new treatments. We provide sort of a zip code or FedEx zip code delivery for every molecular target. You can think of it as a zip code. For that target, we provide many, many candidates much faster than the competitors at a dramatically reduced cost. And we've been doing this actually for the last 5 years. Not only the radiopharmaceuticals, we've been partnering with many other companies. Many of them are large pharmaceutical companies. Over the last 5 years, we delivered about $5 million in revenue and $2.5 million in this year alone. So far, we worked only on 33 zip codes or 33 targets. We want to add 250 new targets to our list. And for that, we need a little bit of money. And maybe another way to think of it, right? You have these 33 bars. Each contract we sign is basically the beginning of the new drug discovery campaign. We initiate it and our pharmaceutical partners take it forward. Many of them cost between $100 to a few $100,000, sorry. And then the green one is our own internal pipeline that we just recently valued at 2.5 million and sold for 750, a 20% fraction of it. So we'd like to add, again, 250 more entities to that pipeline, 250 more bars, and become valued at the level as the top companies in the world. So example of valuations are here, and Cycle Therapeutics out of Toronto sold one of these bars, very similar to our green bar, for $80 million. Some of the pipeline companies with multiple bars have been IPO'd recently and trading on a public stock exchange at $1 billion valuation. We have a perfect team, I like to call them perfect blend of MBAs and PhDs. Many of them are here in the audience. Amazing team that took this company forward, and a world-class advisory board, former execs from Merck. Here's Andrea, my friend, who actually started that Toronto-based Cycle, and they'll help us to take this company forward, take this valuation, take this raise, change our business dramatically, and then bring us towards the potential exit strategy. Sorry, I think I'm out of time. So
well, yeah, let's hear for Ratmir. That's an amazing presentation. Amazing work you're doing. I noticed that one of the people that just joined your team actually pitched here on this stage at our very first summit, Adam Brown, in the audience. And let's hear for Adam. And here to ask questions is Dale Beard, one of our longtime investors. Take it away, Dale.
A great presentation today. How about I come on stage? Very cool company. So congratulations, and thank you for doing so much, great work for society and in the future. So I'm going to ask you a few questions here tonight. My first question is going to be around your customers. So tell me a little bit. You had a slide there, some logos up there. Tell us, how do your customers find you? Who are your main customers? And why do they choose you over one of your competitors?
Many of our customers actually come to us after they work with our competitors, and this is true. They've tried the competitors' pipeline. They say, we couldn't find anything. Could you help us? And that's, I'm not going to point exactly who they are. Many of our customers come by the word of mouth, and some of them come because they heard, because we're working with others. So once we start working in a radiopharmaceutical space, and we announced that we work with the radiopharma, we had a call in the next month from 3 other radiopharmaceutical companies saying, hey, we're very curious, can we sign more deals with you? So this word of mouth spreads quite a lot, but we are expanding our management team to add Adam Brown to help us do a bit more aggressive marketing. And then again, this pre-discovery campaign that we're aiming to do 250 more new targets would actually allow us to approach even more clients, even more aggressively.
I know referrals are a great way to get to a new business, easiest way to close business actually. And so I have a question for you on this chart while it's up, I guess. So yeah, 2.5 million sort of this year, you're ending the year. What's your projection here for 2023 for that and for targets?
If we continue doing our business the way it is, we don't even necessarily want to skyrocket our revenue as is. We want to accumulate assets, potentially have a revenue remain at 2.5, 3 million or so. But once these 2.550 targets have been completed, that's when we expect a dramatic increase in value, because each one of these targets is between 100,000 to 500,000 in unrealized value. You can do the math. That's 25 to 100 million combined unrealized value, which will be there in 2 to 3 years' time. And this is where we start to see a dramatic increase in what we do. But getting there is probably going to be, we will be lucky to remain where we are in $2 to $3 million a year. That's fine, the next year or two.
I understand. Okay, no, great presentation. Good luck on the event.
I'm happy to answer more questions offline.
Let's hear it for them. Great job, guys. I think just keep us on time. We're going to keep moving. We're going to head over to Calgary. Neil, are you guys ready over in Calgary for your next pitch?
We sure are. I love the enthusiasm here. I think we're off to a good start. No pressure, next pitchers. So we're going to have our next introduction to the next pitcher, EB from BDC. And in the Q&A, we're going to have Mac Andrews, one of the TNT investors, ask some questions. Welcome, EB.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. So thank you. I'm EB. I'm a senior account manager with BDC in our technology industries group. Just to share a little bit about BDC, we are a Crown Corp with the sole mandate of supporting Canadian entrepreneurs, and we do so through our venture capital arm, our financing and advisory arm. I'd be happy to chat with anyone during the intermission about some of our offerings, but for the time being, let's get back into these pitches. And I'd like to introduce to you the next entrepreneur. I actually had the privilege of introducing this entrepreneur at the top 20 pitch night, so it's great to see that he's advanced to the summit. Next up, we've got Rick Hughey from Evora Technologies.
It's a big room. Thanks for coming out. Hope you're having a good night. I know I'm excited to be here. When I got into the cannabis space, I thought, I'm a Saskatchewan farm boy, same deal. You're growing plants, harvest them, all the same. I was so wrong. The cannabis space is such a complicated industry. You're a manufacturer, you're a cultivator, you got a logistics arm, you've got a warehouse arm, all while being regulated by Health Canada. And this regulation is actually really stringent. They want to know exactly what you do, that you followed your standard operating procedures, that you have the paperwork to back that up. And if you don't have the paperwork to back it up and all the data, they'll fine you and even take away your license. Very different than regular farming. On top of that, you actually have to run a business. You need to know, am I making money? Am I losing money? What product should I sell next year? All these things to run a proper business. I'm going the wrong way. The problem with the industry and our competitors is that they don't actually take the cannabis world and the business into account. They probably a SAP system where someone tried to smush a cultivation module on top, and it doesn't really work. On top of that, our customers are typically using 2 to 3 systems along with Excel spreadsheets and paper to manage their business. That's a horrible way to run $1 billion business. There's like the huge cannabis companies typically have terabytes of data in Dropbox that they're scanning through when they get audited by Health Canada. And that's why we exist. So Evora really came from us being in the industry for a long time, understanding what needs to be done to run a proper cannabis business. So we have all the compliance and stuff weaved into the cultivation and production modules. On top of that, we give them things to run your business like, what's my cost of goods sold? What's my cost per gram? How are my yields doing? Basic things to run a business that are actually shockingly revolutionary in the cannabis world. So where we are today, we've been in the market for about 18 months now. The first couple of months, really, we got our first customer, figured out what we need to complete the product, and then we really started hitting the sales trail in the last year or so. And in this year, we've pretty much added a new customer every month. We're at 20,000 MRR right now, which is more than 10x where we were a year ago. And we got customers saying great things about it. So today we're at a place where we have great market fit, we have market validation, and it's a matter of putting the gas to this thing and making it grow. And there's a lot of opportunity for growth. Just the North American market alone, it's a vast market. In the last 2 weeks with the latest elections, there's 2 more states have just legalized cannabis. So the market is getting bigger and bigger all the time. On top of that, worldwide, Germany and Thailand have just announced nationwide legalization, which is great for us because from the get-go, we built Evora to meet GMP requirements. So our customers can sell worldwide, and we're basically ready for the worldwide market. And to that is go to market and grow this thing. So really, we're raising money for marketing and sales. We need to create brand awareness and social proof. When any cannabis company around the world is looking for their software, Evora needs to be top of mind. So we're going to put the money to really grow in our business and growing our market awareness. Based on the market size, we've conservatively estimated these as our growth plan for the next few years. So we feel like we can actually beat these numbers, but it's a decent hockey stick nonetheless. So to end this, yeah, we're looking for roughly $1 million of investment. That will go towards building out the team for marketing, sales, and delivering and growing some more. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
See you, man.
Very, very nice pitch. I think one thing I want to say before I ask any questions is just how impressed I've been. These guys built this with $25K investment. What do you think they'll do with $1 million? So first question, Rick, can you tell me about some of your partnerships?
Yeah, we're actually just finalizing a deal right now with the Canadian Cannabis Exchange. They're the biggest online marketplace for cannabis products, and they have 480 customers on there who are all our targeted customers. And we've got an exclusive 1-year deal with them, so we can advertise on their site, and our customers can actually push sales from Evora into their product. So we've got a great opportunity. These guys will only see our product.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I know there is some competition in this space, but can you tell me how they stack up?
I would love to. So the market really breaks into a few different areas. You've got the people who are manufacturing kind of ones. That's what you see on the seed to sale angle. And then you've got the quality and compliance angle. We're the only ones who really do them both. So we've got them tightly together. Typically we're competing against a deal where it's ample organics or elevated signals plus isolocity. So we are selling them one system that's integrated and all works together versus multiple systems that aren't integrated. They're going to 2 places. So we've actually beaten everyone on that list. We have beaten in head-to-head sales opportunities. So we know we have the best product. It's just a matter of getting out there so people know who we are.
That's great to hear. Let's get it out there.
Okay, nice work. Okay, now let's take it back to Edmonton, Zach.
Thank you, Crystal. All right, we're going to keep it going, Edmonton. Before we get to the next pitch, I just want to remind everybody, our team put together this really beautiful digital program. You can scan this QR code in the bottom, and it'll take you to all 20 companies. You can learn more about them. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Reach out. Have some fun. Okay, to present our next Edmonton company is Chase from RBCX. So, Chase, we all know about RBC. What happens when you add next to it?
Well, I feel like I can't quite keep calling us new anymore because we've been around for about 1.5 years. But We're now a team of about 450 across the country purely supporting technology companies from inception to IPO. So really just trying to change the way we've supported them from the past.
And what's your role day to day? What are you doing behind the teller
I get
at the desk?
They don't let me back there. I get to support about 80 incredible technology companies across northern Alberta. So support them. I get to be the kind of pretty face of the bank for them and be their advocate within the bank.
That's awesome. Okay, listen, Chase, it's great to have you support at TNT. Who is our next Edmonton presenter?
So coming up next, we have Jean-Yi with Swift Charge.
Take it away, Jean-Yi. Let's hear it for Jean-Yi.
All righty. Thanks, Chase. My name is Zhongyi Kwang, and I'm the founder and CEO of Swift Charge, formerly known as E-Grid. We just changed our name. So the future of transportation is electric, but we don't have enough charging stations to support EV ownership. And EV drivers are facing range anxiety every day. So with the increasing adoption of EVs, why aren't there enough charging stations? Because installation of a commercial EV charging station is not easy at all. It requires infrastructure upgrades in most cases, and it is very time-consuming, expensive, and also disruptive to the site owner's core business. Imagine a hotel having to close its car park for over a year to install EV chargers. So no wonder hotels and property owners aren't willing to install them. I'm sorry, it didn't click. Yeah, so we have created a unique EV charging solution that can be deployed at any location without infrastructure upgrades. And this way, we can build a charging network with much lower cost, less time, and no disruption to the site owner's core businesses. We can do this because we have developed a proprietary microgrid control and power conversion technology for EV charging. It enables smart regulation of EV charging power and also efficient and scalable integration with energy storage systems. And this way, we can charge multiple EVs at the desired speed without pulling a high power from the grid. With our technology, we have developed a smart charger management software, and we are developing a unique DC fast charger product. The software is ready for commercial projects using level 2 chargers for long-term charging applications like hotels, apartments, and office buildings like this. And the fast charger product will be launched within 12 months. We adopt a charger as a service model. So we ask the site owners to host our chargers with minimum or no upfront costs. And we only charge a monthly fee or share the charging revenue so that we can secure a long-term revenue generation and also build our own charging network and unlock a market that is about to grow to $250 billion annually by 2040. And the reason that the site owners will choose to host our chargers is because we can deploy them quickly without disruption to their businesses. And our charger as a service model help them remove the risk. And with a much lower upfront cost, our charging network is way more profitable. So our key focus right now is deploying level 2 chargers at hotels, apartments, and universities and office buildings as well. And we've signed contracts and we're closing more. And once our fast charger product is ready, we will deploy both types of chargers at more locations. And our goal is to build a widespread charging network in North America using our unique combination of level 2 and fast charging stations. And we are the perfect team to do this because we have deep domain knowledge in EV charging technology, product, and also projects. And now we are raising a $1 million round to grow revenue and accelerate the fast charger product development. And soon, Swift charge stations will be everywhere, and you probably will be paying us to use them. So why don't you just invest us and own a piece of them?
Well done, Jean-Yi. Well done, Jean-Yi. Listen, here to ask questions for Zhang Yi is actually one of our first-time investors, but entrepreneur in his own right, just sold his company Yardley. You may know him from Taproot Edmonton. He was featured on it. It's Sheldon Zhang.
Hello, hello. Great presentation. So I had the pleasure of leading the due diligence team for Zhongyi. So why don't you explain to the audience here exactly how much cheaper your product is for a site owner comparing to, let's say, a Tesla charger?
Yeah, so for site owners, we can say just 100% cheaper because we don't charge them in most cases anything upfront. But then with Teslas or any others chargers, they will need to access their infrastructure before Tesla can install their chargers. And there will be some cost to the site owners as well, even though Tesla pays for the charger and a lot of other things, and still they will pay for a lot of things. And just one example. So even though I showed that the 50% lower costs, but actually it can go to 90% the cost reduction to ourselves.
And so with this strong cost reduction, can you tell us a little bit more about how it is going with customer adoption? So what are your sales pipeline look like?
Yeah, so we've really just started building our sales pipeline probably 4 months ago, and we've built a pipeline of $2 million upfront and over 300K annual recurring revenue. And just today, we got a request for proposal from a Calgary-based company. They have 40 commercial properties, and they want us to install over 150 level 2 chargers for them. Well, it's not closed yet, so I'm not going to say their name, but we're pretty close to get the deal.
That sounds great. So now with the money you're raising, where are you going to plan to spend them?
Yeah, so we know that the investment will come in, in phases, and the early investments we're going to secure will be used fully in marketing and sales because we're going very hard on building our pipeline and getting more contracts. And the later part of the investment will be used in R&D. And we didn't mention this. We still have about 900K grant funding to spend in R&D. So we're pretty focused on marketing and sales with the investment that comes in early.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's hear it for Zhang Yi. Let's hear it for Sheldon. Thanks so much, guys. Great presentation, great Q&A. And now we're going to go back to our friends in Calgary, Neil and Crystal. Who's up next on the docket from Calgary?
All right, we are ready for another great Calgary pitch. I would like to invite Stuart from CBRE up to say a few words. And doing the Q&A for this time is our longtime TNT investor and new partnerships lead, Adrian, as well.
All right, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name's Stuart. I'm with CBRE. It's an absolute privilege to be here tonight. We're very proud to be a sponsor of this great event. CBRE is a real estate brokerage. I'm on the brokerage side of the business. And what we do is we work with companies of all shapes and sizes to find them their best space, negotiate a fair deal, and of course, implement real estate strategies. If anyone here has a need, questions, or needs some advice, our doors are always open and we're happy to help. So another big part of what I do is I work with a lot of character, creative, and funky properties. And it just so happens that's where I first met our next presenter tonight. So next up, we've got an incredible guy. Please put your hands together and give it up for Brett Colvin of Goodlawyer.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. At the TNT finale in my favorite city in the world. And hold up. And before I read you a story and get all intimate, can we just give this TNT team one huge round of applause for being the energy in this city and cities across Canada? I never set out to be a lawyer. It wasn't until my dad passed away when I was 22 that I seriously considered it. He was a stockbroker, pushed me into law school because he thought it was a safer bet. The law degree also put a smile on my mom's face, so I went. But at my core, I have always been an entrepreneur, which is a very weird personality type in the world of law. Founders are risk takers. Your average lawyer is not. And being Mr. Ideas Guy in the firm was not a title that anybody was seeking out. I still vividly remember one thing from my first day. Never miss a 0.1 on your bill. That's a 6-minute interval. And guess what? I never did, because I had to hit a target. This was just the start of witnessing the firm's broken pieces. $700 an hour, arbitrary billable targets, baseless discounts. It was expensive, it was archaic, it was bad for clients, and especially for founders. But what most people don't realize about the firm is that lawyers are over it too. Most are tired of chasing hours, climbing a broken ladder, and sacrificing their mental health, all for a Christmas bonus that they don't even have time to spend. Enter Goodlawyer, your trusted source for legal talent, because we're attracting that talent. Blue chip lawyers who had enough of the big firm too. And in my experience, what founders are looking for is really simple. They want a sharp lawyer that understands their industry, a lawyer that doesn't bill them for a 1-word email or a 2-minute phone call, a lawyer that gets back to them the next day, not the next quarter. What founders really need is a good lawyer. Like every startup here, we're still a work in progress. Unlike our law firm competitors, we keep getting better every day. 6 weeks ago, we launched one of the most exciting products for us ever. It's called Fractional General Counsel, and it's been designed for scaling companies with serious legal needs. Companies who spend 20 times as much as the average startup. Now, founders, friends, don't worry. We won't forget our roots. Not because we're nice, but because we know that you're the future. And we want to be your trusted legal advisor from day one. To my investors in the room, betting on Goodlawyer is betting on this entire startup ecosystem. It's also betting that we will continue to find success selling to larger customers, larger clients, because they too are tired of the law firm's status quo. In short, lawyers are tired of working at traditional law firms. I know them, I can tell you that. Startups and scale-ups are crying out for a better legal solution. Goodlawyer is capitalizing, and investors are noticing. That's why we're about to close our $2 million seed round from our good lawyers and a few strategic investors, who I'm sure a few of you have heard of. But we saved that last slice of our seed for the investors here tonight, because Goodlawyer is on the same mission as Startup TNT, to help more founders like the ones in this room succeed. I'll leave you with an old quote. That is, change is the only constant in life. When it comes to the world of law, Goodlawyer is that change. So let's go build it together. Cheers.
Okay, well done. We've only got a minute for questions, so I can only get one, maybe two, depending on how long you take here.
That was
So
intentional.
why has nobody built this yet, Brett?
Why has nobody built Goodlawyer? Not a lot of crazy lawyers like me going through law school, quitting the firm. But no, seriously, I think the primary reason that nobody's built this before is because lawyers are risk adverse and the partnership model is broken. The partnership model is like leasing a building. And when your lease is done, you're out of the building and you don't own a piece of that. You don't own a piece of Apple. You don't own a piece of Goodlawyer. The fact is, the decision makers are closest to the end of their lease. So why would I invest in innovation? Why would I give you my money to reap rewards 10 years down the line when I'm long gone? So at the core, it's the fundamental business model of the law firm partnership, which has stifled any innovation whatsoever, and why we're going to take over the world.
Okay, that's all the time we have. It's been a pleasure getting to know you more.
Appreciate it.
All right, Calgary, that's 3 of our 5 Calgary pitches here, and we're going to go off to Edmonton. Zach, who's up next in Edmonton?
Actually, up next is one of our sponsors, KRP, and here with me is Combez. I need to grab a microphone for you, Combez. Actually, it's self-serve microphone service right there. You'll just grab one of those beautiful microphones. Now,
perfect.
Every time I drive into Edmonton or bike, I see a big KRP sign on one of our buildings here. Tell us, what is KRP?
Well, thanks for asking. KRP is a full service accounting firm. To build on the previous presentation, every founder also actually needs a really good accountant by their side. We're here to close the gap.
Good lawyers, good accountants, good investors,
exactly.
Just good people.
You got to have a good support team behind you so you make the right decisions.
Yeah. Okay. And what you've been at KRP for a while now. What is your role there?
I'm a principal at KRP. So my job is basically to make sure all our staff are looked at, or all our clients are looked after from start to finish. All the questions are answered and help them basically boost their business in any way that I can.
And you actually helped us run an education session recently where it was titled, "What do your financial statements say about you?" We got to dig into financials and learn a little bit about ourselves, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, listen, everybody. I know there's a lot of excitement happening in the back, a lot of great conversations. We're seeing each other, but Combez is about to introduce pitcher number 3 here in Edmonton. So let's give him our undivided attention. Combez, who's up next in Edmonton?
Thank you for this. So I have the pleasure of introducing Daniel. Daniel is a former structural engineer turned co-founder of SketchDeck. He's here to revolutionize the construction industry. And a little bit about SketchDeck. It's a startup focused on building artificial intelligence and machine learning powered tools and platforms in the construction industry.
Let's hear it for Daniel.
Awesome. Really excited at this opportunity to talk about the company and this opportunity that we have. So my name is Daniel. I'm the founder and CEO of SketchDeck.ai. And I formed the company to tackle some of the challenges that I experienced and was even responsible for creating and furthering. What I mean by that is I spent 6.5 years creating these drawings. This is the complex language of the construction industry. Every day, estimators are tasked with extracting material quantities from these drawings. We've started with tackling the material counting portion of a bid. Right now, the bidding process starts with architects. They prepare construction drawings. They send those to general contractors, who then send those to specialty contractors. These specialty contractors are spending a lot of time. There's a lot of error that's prone to this process, and it's extremely repetitive. We've built machine learning models that can extract objects, lines, and shapes from these drawings. We will be building an AI-powered blueprint review that reduces material extraction by 90%. We've built this with the estimator in mind. So when the estimator uses the tool will learn and grow with the estimator. And this is a team that's building it. My background, myself, Andrew Matson, who's building the back end, Onni, who's building the front end, and Niraj, who's built the machine learning models. We've had 80+ conversations. 20% of those have booked demos. 40% of those have paid to be a part of our early adopter program. Right now, it takes about 30 hours to complete a bid. The orange portion there that seems to drastically reduce, that's the material counting process. We're reducing that by up to 90%. For a fabricator who starts and submits 120 bids, we'd be charging them $18,000 to deliver this platform and growing that subscription over time. This market opportunity is massive, $60 billion total, and we've started with structural steel erectors and fabricators. Right now, you'd be surprised we're in 2022, but estimators are still using click and drag functionality to solve this problem. We're putting together machine learning models, combining the metadata of PDFs to deliver a tool to the estimator that is fit for the purpose that they're using it. We started with structural steel, but that's just the beginning. We're going to be expanding to concrete, timber, modular, and general contractors by 2024. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be a part of the TNT pitch, and look forward to your decisions at the end of the night.
Thank you, Daniel. And here to ask questions is Kyle Conserata, one of our investors. Take it away, Kyle.
Great job, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
So tell us a little bit more about your journey. How did you get here? Why are you so passionate about this cause?
Well, as I mentioned, I spent 6.5 years as a structural engineer, then went back to school, did my MBA, and started to understand the impact in the future of AI, and also to merge my passion for the construction industry. Understood that there was opportunity to deliver automation software in an industry that's so filled with manual and repetitive processes. So in short, I guess I was tired of doing manual repetitive tasks.
Just the inefficiencies.
The inefficiencies,
and the waste, yeah.
Exactly.
And what kind of market reception are you getting? What's the feedback you're getting from the industry?
It's awesome. So we've had 5 companies or 6 companies that have paid $5,000 to be a part of our early adopter group. Part of that, one of those companies paid $250,000 to invest in our company. On top of that, we have customers in those verticals that I mentioned who are knocking at our door, asking us to build their product. So I see this opportunity and I'm really excited at the opportunity to seize it.
So you're not even having to sell it. They're coming to you, giving you money, asking you for a solution.
Exactly, exactly.
And if everything goes according to plan 5 years from now, what does this look like?
Well, the material counting process is the tip of the spear in any construction project. Everything starts with material counting. This could expand into supply chain. It could expand into being a platform where other softwares are plugging in for the construction industry. So the opportunity is big.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think you're on to something big.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Congratulations, Daniel. Great work, Kyle, on the questions. And I think we're ready to go back to you guys in Calgary, Neil and Crystal. Who's up next?
Okay, thank you. First, anyone else feel guilty about bringing the average IQ down? I don't think the next pitches are going to make us feel any better. Dania from RBCX, please introduce our next company, and then our Q&A will be with Ron.
Hi, everyone. So nice to see everyone here. My name is Dania Mazum, and I'm with RBCX. We're one of the partners with Startup TNT and Platform Calgary. And you know, just this week, it's been a very amazing turn up. I went to a few events, and 3 different people came up to me to ask me if I've heard of a group called Startup TNT. Amazing to see the momentum that has been created here. Being part of RBCX, we have banking and advisory solutions for tech startups throughout the nation. So if anyone has any questions on anything, please come find me in the group. And today I have the privilege of introducing Sabine Brulman from Nimble Science.
Thanks, guys. Okay, this is an opportunity to transform the way personalized health is developed and delivered, and I need a switcher. Where is it? Gut health is the next great frontier, but access to the small intestine is costly, not patient-friendly, and actually out of reach for the most bioactive region of our body. And so we're left with stool as a proxy, but stool is a poor and distracting substitute. And the only reason we're using it is because the health of the GI tract is so integral to dozens of chronic conditions, and the list is growing every day. There are massive implications for treatment outcomes and a widespread need for next generation personalized diagnostics in this nearly $100 billion market. Our solution starts with an ingestible capsule that is as easy to use as a blood test taken in your home that collects a fluid biopsy directly from the small intestine. We marry this with data collection via the capsule to build data sets from which we can develop novel diagnostics. The capsule itself is about the size of an ingestible, about the size of a vitamin pill, and it's as easy to use as this. Essentially, you swallow it. It passively transits your gastrointestinal tract and collects and seals a sample from the small intestine without any electronics or batteries. The sample collected is comparable to an endoscopy. It's delivered to your door, taken in your home, and returned to the lab. Nimble is already using this capsule to data collect to develop our first diagnostic, a method to detect and assess dysbiosis or gut imbalance in irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. IBS is prevalent in about 20% of us, and it's in desperate need of a better direct assessment tool. But Nimble's primed for the bigger picture, because that same detection method is relevant to disease onset, disease progression, treatment outcomes, and treatment decisions in a wild number of diseases. We have 3 customer types in need of this solution. Today, we work with pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, and functional food companies as we develop the diagnostic and move into the clinical space. But the data we're collecting today, we can derive future consumer applications that either Nimble can use on our platform or others. It's a big vision, and let me show you how we're doing it. As I said, we're using the capsule ourselves to develop our own proprietary data sets. But in doing so, we sell the capsule to therapeutic developers to help solve their most pressing needs. The impact of the small intestine on their treatment efficacy. Why are their drugs not working? In doing so, we're earning revenue, we're building our data set, but most importantly, we have a front row seat to the most compelling next generation opportunities, namely companion diagnostics for those same therapies they were testing. It's a pinwheel effect that creates a revenue pipeline of both diagnostic tools and data sets to service customers now and in the future. We have a strong track record and attraction of companies around the world in a multitude of segments and a growing pipeline of over $500,000 in 2023 under this first model. That early revenue is super cool as a company, but it's also driving the future innovation and the tools and the diagnostics that we're creating from those data sets. We're ready. The device is ready. We have clinical product development, clinical validation, manufacturing, regulatory files, even ISO 1345 quality certification to the medical device standard. We are a strong and experienced med tech team, myself with over 20 years experience in medical technology commercialization, and my partner Joseph, who is currently in Brussels meeting with customers over in Europe, has deep technical expertise in ingestibles. This is the next frontier of healthcare innovation. Nimble has the missing piece. We're raising $2.5 million. Join us.
Well done, Sabrina. Well done. So I had the opportunity to lead the D&D due diligence for Nimble, and certainly I'm stoked by this technology. What it can do is just amazing.
And this team.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know there's a lot of different sort of revenue streams potentially that could come by to Nimble. Can you give us a bit more color on the data side, how you could monetize the data that you're collecting presently?
Yeah, everybody sees the data play right away. And I saw it the minute I sat down with the scientists at Lallemand Nutraceuticals when we showed them a data set and they said, I don't know what I'm looking at. And that's when I realized we have the opportunity to tell you what you're looking at. We've got a data play. So we're monetizing the data today in terms of the data we're collecting is already of interest to companies looking for specific data sets. So we're selling the data to them. But ultimately, we're building what healthy is. Nobody in the world knows what healthy small intestinal microbiome looks like. That's the data set that we're building. And then we're transacting that to the companies, pharmaceutical companies, and around the world, and then also developing the technologies from it. So a couple of different ways to monetize that data set.
Absolutely, very exciting. So I know it's been an exciting week for you as well. You've lined up a lead for your round, perhaps Fusion Fund from Palo Alto. So with your raise, what are sort of the 3 or 4 main milestones you want to accomplish with the money you're raising?
Yeah, so really exciting week for us. On Monday, we received a term sheet from Fusion Fund. They're a Bay Area VC. They get our vision. They understand what we're building. We have a collective milestone that we understand what we need to do is build that data set of what's normal. On that, we can build the diagnostics and the dysbiosis detection methods. So it's really about data collection. We're doing it ourselves. We're doing it with our first customers, and we're going to get super creative. And on that note, you can go to our website, sign up to give us your data, swallow a capsule, and we'll do great things with it.
Very good. Thank you. Well done, Sabina.
All right. Great work. Zach, let's see the next Calgary or the next Edmonton company. I'm so excited about Calgary. Let's go to Edmonton, Zach.
Just always got Calgary on your mind down there. Hey,
That's
Neil,
right.
before we do the next Calgary company, I kind of want to do a long time tradition here at TNT where did everybody know that you can buy your friend a drink at TNT? Like, this is our origin. One of the very first people to buy his friends a drink at TNT was none other than TNT co-founder Tim Lin. He was one of our very first beer sponsors. So Neil, do you guys have any beer sponsors down there in Calgary this night?
Yeah,
Tonight?
we have a couple. We got one sitting way down there. She probably doesn't want to be recognized, but her name's Stephanie Bailey, and she contributed to the beer tab. And then there's another guy named Adrian. He's up in the back section there. So he... So for those that don't know, the TNT in our name stands for Thursday Night Tradition, and we started as a happy hour. So it's a long-standing tradition of getting together for drinks and enjoying time with others. And it's just as easy as sending an e-transfer to cheers@startuptnt.com if you're into that kind of thing. So,
and here's a few more people that have already done it tonight. Brandon Felty, Tiffany, who's sitting there in the back. Let's hear it for Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany. Mitch Langen and Eugene Chen. Let's hear it for the beer sponsors, everybody. You can be a great hero tonight and contribute to the beer tab if you'd like to. All right, let's get on with the show. And up to tell us about our next company is Ryan from CBRE. Now, Ryan worked really hard with us and the Onni Group to actually land this brilliant space. So, we just landed this space for one day, and it took a little bit of effort. Tell us what it's like to try and land a space for a startup for a year. What do they have to think about?
Well, there's lots of certain different things to think about. I think it's important that every company has different goals and objectives. And my job as a real estate agent is find out what's important to you. So I like to have a really good comprehensive understanding of companies. But as far as startups, and what we notice a lot is you're going through growth stages. So maybe it's finding a building that allows you that flexibility of whether you can sign a short-term lease and reevaluate your needs later on, or a building that you can maybe grow into over time if that's the goal. So that's one thing I think is important.
And how are you feeling about real estate in our downtown right now?
Well, there's certainly challenges with downtown, but I think there's still a lot of great companies here. Our vacancy is 22% right now, so there's lots of space out there and lots of really great opportunity and good landlords investing in their spaces, such as Onni Group here tonight. So there's a lot of good things happening.
Probably would do us all a little well to have more events like this one in our downtown.
Yeah.
To bring people like you all downtown on a more regular basis.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just great to see so many people in a room again, and this is becoming more normal. So this is fantastic.
All right, let's hear it. Who's going to be our next presenter?
Our next presenter, really excited to introduce Ali and Sharmeen Habib of Umay.
Let's hear it for Umay. They were recently on Dragon's Den. We're lucky to have them here tonight. Take it away, guys.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Sharmeen,
And I am Ali.
and we're the founders of Umay, the first digital rest and recovery company to reset the effects of screen time by changing how you start and end your day for better sleep and eye health.
Now imagine you're an investor and you forgot it was pitch night. Now, this wouldn't happen at Startup TNT, but now you're trying to figure out how are you going to place your vote? Because you needed to do due diligence on 10 different companies, going in and out of data rooms, scanning this Slack chat, trying to, make a sense of all these crazy term sheets, and you're trying to figure out how am I going to place my vote?
That's easy. That's easy. Just look to your fellow investor, the one with the itchy, burning, dry eyes. They probably did a good job. You see, 200 million people feel the same way after spending just 2 hours looking at their devices because our blinks cut in half. This is how our story started. Ali came to me for a routine eye exam, and I diagnosed him with a type of dry eye due to heavy screen use. But I wasn't able to treat him. Even worse, 90% of us are looking at our devices before bed and getting poor sleep. Our blinks do more than just prevent our eyes from drying out. We blink because it gives our brains a mental break, a break from the constant attention we give our devices. So it's no surprise that dry eye has now become the #1 reason for visits to the eye doctor.
Now, the need for a break for both our eyes and our mind is why we built Rest. It's a thermal meditation experience you can feel for both better sleep and eye health. Using Rest is easy. Simply select your session, place it over your eyes, and relax. Use it for 10 minutes before bed as part of your wind down routine. And in the morning, use it as part of your wake up ritual.
The heat does 2 things. It soothes your tired, dry eyes by warming blocked oils found in your eyelids. And just like taking a warm bath, signals your body to sleep. In the morning, the cooling does the opposite to help you wake up and refresh your eyes with natural tears. Now, earlier this year, we gave 500 employees working from home rest for 6 weeks and measured their well-being, their sleep, and their eye health. Not only were the improvements statistically and clinically significant, but we saw shifts in mood and behavior that led to $2 million saved in lost productivity.
And then people couldn't stop talking about it, from doctors to patients to anyone wanting to improve their relationship with screens. So we put together a solid team backed by key opinion leaders, getting led by eye doctors to lead the category of digital rest and recovery. We've done over 800,000 in revenue. We increased our clinic distribution by 40% to 65 clinics just last week.
66.
66 clinics. And so yesterday, we just got an offer from a distributor wanting to take 300 units per month. That puts us 6 months ahead of our current forecast. We've also brought on key advisors from unicorn wellness companies like Whoop to help us launch and scale directly to customers.
But we're not just sharing this with patients. Dragon's Den, Michelle Romano, is helping us take this to the next level. We're raising $1 million to help expand our team and secure inventory so we can meet demand and bring digital rest to the masses. Because it is time to give your eyes and mind a rest. Thank you.
Awesome presentation. Personalize it for us. Love it. And here to ask questions is somebody that's been shorting the stock market so we can go long on Edmonton startups, Andrew Liu.
Great presentation, guys. So my first question is about your future sales. And you have 2 streams. And where do you see the bigger opportunity, your clinical sales channel or the direct-to-consumer channel?
Yeah, good question. So before the pandemic, we all kind of cared about our screen time. And then pandemic hit, we had to become way more confident with screens. And so what we saw was a huge demand from the consumer.
like we've become 3 more times more like about our screen time, our dry eye, our sleep, and our productivity. So we see that the healthcare is going to be really strong in helping build brand equity and trust, but direct to consumer is really going to take us to the moon.
Right on. And my next question, I've personally been using Umay recently and my sleep habits have gotten much better. Can other investors or people who are watching actually buy it right now, and how?
Yeah, you guys can just go to our website. It's umay.rest. And you can also use the promo code startup TNT to get a little bit of a discount. But yeah, you can definitely get it and we'll ship it out within the week.
Right on. Thanks
As soon
very
as
much.
we get back to the office.
Yeah.
Thank you, Umay team. Thank you, Andrew. And is this bringing us to our final pitch in Calgary already? Neil, this night is just flying by.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but that's true. We're on our 5th pitch here in Calgary. So to introduce our last pitch of the night here in Calgary, I'd like to introduce Adrienne from KRP, and asking questions is going to be Curtis, one of our great ambassadors and investors here at Startup TNT.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Adrienne. I'm from KRP. You met my colleague earlier, Combes. We're a full service accounting firm in Edmonton, locally owned, independent. So we're the largest medium-sized firm in Edmonton. We help anyone from startups to IPOs. And I'm here to introduce Heather from SpikeFli.
Hi, everyone. Heather Pauls with SpikeFli Analytics. I like to pay more than I need to, said no CEO, CTO, CFO, IT manager ever. SpikeFli Analytics is a better way to manage expenses. My team and I, who's here tonight, we have been collectively working together for over 10 years, supporting business in the management of their telecommunications. As a result of that work, about 5 years ago, we decided that if we ever had any hope of scaling our business and producing results for our clients, that we needed to eliminate our dependence on the carriers for the fax. As a result, SpikeFli was born. I'm proud to say that we've got some decent traction in our business. This year, we are projecting just over $900,000 in revenue, and that is with a $53,000 MRR. Our clients have been organically grown. Most have come to us through a referral network, and we have spent very little money on sales and marketing initiatives as a result of that. But we want to change that. Our ideal clients today are companies that have complex telecom and technology needs. They are doing business in multiple geographies. They're spending millions of dollars every month, and they're at the mercy of their vendors to provide them with the facts. SpikeFli changes that. Our system provides them with one source of truth for all of their technology and telecom vendors. What we've learned over the last few years working with our clients in industry is that they are experiencing similar challenges with other categories within their business. For example, utilities, waste management, fuel. They don't have the insight that they need to effectively manage it and keep their costs in check. Traditionally, a business is dependent on either their vendors for the fax and their various vague vendor portals, or they're using obviously accounting software, which is obviously a very important aspect of business. However, that's really mostly focused on numbers in and numbers out, or they're using Excel spreadsheets. Excel is not a database.com. SpikeFli is fixing that solution. So as a result of being able to increase visibility into wasteful spend, business is now able to more effectively manage their vendors' contracts, which are generally auto-renewing. They're able to quickly address overbilling, which is rampant in most industries. They're able to better manage their reporting and finance needs. And most importantly, they're better able to reduce costs and eliminate dependence on their vendors for the facts for such an important aspect of their business. SpikeFli digitizes, centralizes, and normalizes all of the data related to their spend. We start with the vendor's data and begin to layer the client's relevant data so that they have one source of truth for all of their spend. I'm excited to report that we do have competitors in the industry, and those competitors have received significant investment and excitement from the investment community over the years. However, none of them have created what SpikeFli aims to create, which is a DIY SaaS-based expense management platform. They're also very limited by industry, and SpikeFli will not be limited by industry. The average revenue for our enterprise and government clients is anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 per month, starting on the enterprise plan. We're raising $500,000 in the form of a SAFE with a 5 million cap and a 20% discount. The major use of those funds will be to scale up our sales and marketing initiatives, to increase our brand awareness and get SpikeFli into more enterprise, government, and education facilities. We will also be investing in further development, and in fact already have been, to be able to increase those expense management categories. Our challenges, I think many of my fellow entrepreneurs in this room can appreciate. There's just no extra cash for expansion, and we're excited to, at this point, finally have the ability to do that. We have a stable working solution supporting enterprise and government today. We want to be able to expand on that. We've got a lot of really great initiatives on the go, and we're excited to be able to get out there and increase our footprint. And we're looking forward to getting through this evening and focusing on our sales and marketing initiatives. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks very much, Heather, Jan, and Rob up there. Congratulations on a great pitch and making the top 5.
Thank you.
So one quick question for you tonight, Heather. You have some long-term clients. What do they say about SpikeFli, and why do they care about your software?
Our clients care about our software because, especially in today's day and age, with the economy being as challenging as it is, they've never before had the kind of visibility into telecom and technology than what SpikeFli is giving them. We are able to very quickly show them that not having a finger on the pulse as far as their data with their vendors can be costly. Our largest client to date is currently enjoying a $300,000 savings per month as a result of the data that SpikeFli has been able to provide them. So we're pretty excited and proud of that.
A $300,000 per month savings.
Per month.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck tonight.
Great job, Heather. All right. Dr. Storms, we are back to Edmonton for your last pitch.
Thank you for calling me Dr. Storms. It's an opportunity to let everyone know that I do have a PhD in chemical engineering from McGill University. I'm American and Jewish. 3 facts you should know about me. Hey, listen, I just want to give a shout out to Curtis, that last Q&A presenter. He just got a job with Interface Analytics, a great tech company, headquartered in Calgary, but has about 20 employees right here in Edmonton at the NINT building. Okay, who's ready for the last pitch of the night? Okay, here to introduce the last presenter is Jean-Luc from BDC, the Entrepreneurs Bank of Canada. Take one of those microphones, take your pick your poison. Jean-Luc, I think it should be working.
Oh, there we go.
It's
Perfect.
on.
Yeah,
It's
there we
on.
go.
You're live. We're
50-50.
live again.
Here
We're live
we
again.
go.
Here we are. Jean-Luc, tell us just a little bit what BDC does, how it helps entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you bet. And, EB, my colleague in Calgary, said a few things earlier about advisory, capital markets, financing. Getting a bit more into the weeds, we've recently opened up a few venture capital rounds with our Women in Tech Fund, the Thrive Fund. So for women in tech, women entrepreneurs, it also works as a bit of a, helping them guide their business, right? So education as well. We've also had our Climate Action Plan Fund 2, which is just open as well. So anything in regards to climate sustainability in tech, that's something as well. So adding that as well as helping entrepreneurs here, a lot of our current clients have been a part of these pitches before. Some are here tonight, some haven't even made it here. So that's the thing is, even if you haven't made it to this final round, it's still able to work with BDC and we're able to help you grow your business.
Yeah, we are constantly making referrals to BDC. Jean-Luc will be here all night if you'd like to chat. Jean-Luc,
Absolutely.
are you ready to introduce our final presenter of the night?
I absolutely am, because I have 2 new kitties at home. So this is exciting that I get to introduce Hillary from Kidney-Chek, where I'll be going to for all my kidney checking needs later for my cats. So there we go.
Let's hear it for Hillary.
Zach, am I getting my own slides up there? There we go. Okay, we're good. Good evening, everyone. Last but not least, I'm Hillary and my company is Kidney-Chek, and we are on a mission to help pets live longer, healthier lives. This is Scout. Now, unfortunately, Scout died of kidney disease. And his mom, who was actually a vet tech, saw no signs of illness until about 2 weeks before he passed. So the problem is that cats and dogs are very good at hiding signs of illness. So for pet owners, how do we know if they're truly healthy? 1 in 3 cats and 1 in 10 dogs will get kidney disease in their lifetime. And the only way to be certain that they're healthy is by expensive vet checks that are costly and stressful for the animal. So our solution, and the best thing that pet owners can do, is screening frequently in between vet visits to ensure that your pet's kidneys are functioning properly. Kidney-Chek is a 2-minute test that's done with saliva and allows you to get results in the comfort of your home more affordably and keeping your pet low stress. To use Kidney-Chek, you just rub the test pad along the animal's gum line, wait 2 minutes, and then you interpret the test result based on the color score. If your test is in the normal range, you can be over 90% confident that your pet's kidneys are functioning properly. So the market size that we're going after is 16 million annually in Canada alone and scales up to over 25 billion worldwide. The Banfield Pet Hospital released a study recently that stated by 2030, over 75 million animals in the US will not be able to receive the veterinary care that they need. So there's a huge shortage of veterinary staff, which makes it that much more important for screening tools like Kidney-Chek to enter into the market for pet owners to take screening and preventative health into their own hands. Currently, we're selling through 2 channels, through retail and a handful of vet clinics, and we're looking to partner with distributors to help scale that up, as well as direct to consumer through our online store. Some of the traction that we're really excited about is launching our retail test selling into 10 stores, retail stores across Canada, as well as early revenue that has helped us validate our product market fit. And we're getting ready to start 2 case studies with veterinary clinics as well. And we're in talks with 7 distributors to help us scale in the retail setting and the vet setting. And as of yesterday, we've actually had our first partnership and we'll be scaling into retail stores in Ontario. So we're very excited about that and expecting our first purchase order just under $4,000 next week. Kidney-Chek is the only low cost and early detection option in the kidney diagnosing space or screening space, sorry. Our team consists of myself and currently my co-founder, Matt, who's actually transitioning out of the company. But we've had a number of invaluable mentors and consultants to help us get to where we are today. Our ask is for $250,000 to help us launch the product into retail stores and distribution channels, as well as scaling up our sales and manufacturing over the next months. So I'd like to invite you to join us in achieving a higher quality of care for your pets.
Let's hear it for Hillary. And here to close off the question period is one of our longtime investors, Rob Davey.
Thank you, Zach. Great to see you again, Hillary. So I've had the great pleasure of learning more about Hillary's business over a number of years or a number of months. And since we first met, I have personally acquired a dog. He is Rigby. He is an 8-month-old golden doodle. Okay. And those of you who have pets, you will know as well as I do that you will do basically anything for them. And you want them to live forever, happy, healthy lives. And you also know that vets are possibly a scam. And every time you give them money, you are a little bit suspicious about it. So one of the things that really excites me about this is how much this is putting things back into the hands of you as the pet owner. You know, this is not expensive. You can do it from home. I'm now going to ask questions and not just talk about why I think this is a good idea, but you know, I do.
I paid him to say that.
Yeah, the check hasn't cleared yet, but you know, I think we're good. One of the things about your journey that's been really good because of the industry that you're in is you have received a crap ton of non-dilutive funding, right? A lot of this has been funded, thankfully, by the government and things like that. You still have quite a runway to go, and I think you've secured some more non-dilutive funding, right? That's going to kind of see you through for a little bit longer.
So we were fortunate to receive $150,000, it's called product demonstration grant, to help us test the retail channel. So we've received half of that, and the remaining 75,000 will be received in the 2023 year.
Yeah, and just to be clear, what that means for investors is if we go in, we're not being diluted by other investors who have had to pay to get Hillary and her team to where they are now. The government has already paid for it, which is, you know, great for them. Now, you mentioned in your pitch just there that very, very recently, you just got a PO for a distributor. This is huge news, right? If you can't just go up to a pet store and say, hi, can you sell my product? You go through these distributors. Tell us a little bit more about the significance of this distributor deal that you've got coming in like right now.
Yeah, so we're going to we haven't got the PO yet, but we've received confirmation that it's coming.
You're going to.
It's really exciting because they have access to over 1,000 stores in Ontario and have established those relationships. So not only does it kind of build out our sales force without us having to cover those salaries, but it just helps us scale across Canada in a way that we otherwise can't. So we're in talks with other distributors for other regions, but we're excited to have the first one on board.
Yeah, absolutely. These distributors could mean instantly your product is going to be in these stores. People are going to walk in, they're going to see the value, they're going to see that awesome display, and they're going to say, yeah, I'm going to give this a try and give myself that peace of mind to make sure that my Rigby is, you know, his kidneys are good. And I'll do that many, many times throughout his life. So super excited for Hillary and Kidney-Chek. So thank you very much for pitching with us.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Hillary. Let's hear it for Rob. Let's hear it for all the presenters here tonight. 5 from Edmonton, 5 from Calgary. Neil, is that a wrap on the pitches? Did we actually just get through all that on time too?
That's 10 and we're on time, Zach.
It's amazing. All right, so listen, everybody. I want to make clear what's happening next. All of our investors have pre-committed $5,000 to invest in one of the companies from Edmonton, one of the companies from Calgary. We're all about to go to our deliberation rooms. Edmonton investors, we're going to the room right behind me here. It's a very short commute to the front up here. Calgary, where are you guys going?
We are going right upstairs there, investors. You can just follow me to that room right in the back section there.
And what's everybody else doing while we're deliberating, Neil?
Well, first of all, I just want to tell everybody that it's cold outside and the next 2 days are going to get a little bit warmer. And now that we've gotten talking about the weather out of the way, you don't have to talk about that because there are so many more exciting conversations to be had over the next 60 minutes with innovators, people who are changing the world, as you've seen throughout the pitches today. So we have great food, great beverages down the stairs from here for the folks in Calgary. Enjoy the next 60 minutes, the great conversation, and we will find out the winner in 60 minutes.
Thank you all.
All right, absolutely. We're going to put a timer on the clock here. There was 2 of me a second ago. All right, it's deliberation time. So investors, you can join me in the front, and everybody else, we got pizza and beer and hanging out. Okay. Let's bring everybody in. Let's bring everybody in. We got some announcements to make.
Storms.
Who's down there? Is that Neil?
Yeah, that's me. And Crystal's just off the camera here too.
Hey, listen, Neil, I have a last minute addition to the program here that just wants to say a quick note of greetings. Is that okay with you guys? We're negotiating this right now.
Totally.
Up here, we've got Io from Alberta Innovates, one of our core funding partners. They've been a big supporter of Startup TNT since we started, I have to say. So Io, you can pick any microphone. They'll just work for you. Come on up here, say hello to the crowd, let them know what you guys are all about.
Thanks, Zach. Hi, everyone. Just a quick note about Alberta Innovates. We exist to support researchers and entrepreneurs across the province and across various sectors, from smart agriculture to digital health, clean energy transition, emerging technology, and we work with various partners like Startup TNT, Edmonton Unlimited. I bet a few folks in here tonight.
Who's funded by Alberta Innovates right now? Raise your hand. Who's got a grant? Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, we got lots of hands in Calgary too. Thanks, Alberta Innovates.
Great pitches here tonight. I'll still stick around if you want to hear more about Alberta Innovates and how we can support. I'll be happy to have that chat with you. Thanks.
Thanks, Io. And Alberta Innovates has done a lot of work over the last couple of years to modernize their granting program for our needs. So thanks so much, Alberta Innovates, for sticking there with us. Okay, Neil, I think we have like a very short speech. Is that right?
Well, I'm going to be short.
What does the agenda say there, Neil?
Well, we're going to do some short remarks, and then the big thing everybody's waiting for is we're going to announce some winners, and I think everybody's ready for that.
Okay, let's keep these remarks brief, but I do just want to say, for me, TNT is very personal. As a co-founder, I've launched this happy hour Thursday night tradition on May 16th, 2019, my 35th birthday, to meet great entrepreneurs from this community, have fun, make friends, and build companies together. And you know what? I met my co-founder, Tim Lin, who's in Winnipeg tonight, who just raised money and had their first summit at TNT Week 6. I met Dombo Prey, our operations specialist. He helped out with the first summit. I met Neil Vandabunty through Startup TNT. I met Jonah through Startup TNT. I met Jesse, our Saskatchewan lead at Startup TNT. I met Gloria, our Winnipeg lead at Startup TNT. It's just an amazing place to meet great people. I know a lot of people in the audience here tonight also built a lot of friends at Startup TNT. Neil, what about you?
Well, my story is not as exciting as that, but I joined as an investor in the first Calgary Summit in 2020. And afterwards, I told Zach and Tim that a bunch of Edmonton guys probably need some people in Calgary to try to get this thing going, because it was a ton of fun and we raised money and saw a bunch of cool companies. So we started out as volunteers. So me and Jade Alberts led it for a year and a half. We met a ton of awesome other volunteers. Many of them are sitting in the audience that have been our ambassadors and worked hard on this. And then due to funding partners like Alberta Innovates, I now get to do this as a full-time job. I got to talk to awesome people and be the dumbest person in the room, and and see all you lovely people.
I'm just a startup TNT groupie.
Well, we're looking to co-invest in more deals with people like Crystal from Thin Air Labs. Okay, I'm just going to say one last thing. Yeah, hey, we don't want to stop. This isn't it. This is summit number 6 or 19, depending how you're counting. And there's a Thursday night tradition next week. There's a Thursday night tradition the week after that. We've got a life sciences summit this winter. We've got an ag tech summit. We've got a clean tech summit. We've got another Startup TNT summit in the spring. We're not stopping. We're growing. In fact, we're launching a VC fund to co-invest in all the winners tonight. The VC fund will provide additional support to the companies that are the winners tonight, and it'll help train and build out a venture capital industry here in Alberta. We're really excited about this. It's the evolution and the growth that we really care about here at TNT. So we can be like Thin Air Labs, as impressive as Thin Air Labs. That's our goal, Crystal.
Okay, well, here's why I'm a groupie is because everybody that I meet here has such high energy, not as much as you, Zach, but you hold that bar high and have something that we can all strive for always. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like a job. Like I have to kind of pinch myself sometimes being like, oh my goodness, I get a paycheck. It's super fun to hang out with everybody here, and I hope everyone had a great night. We get to be a part of building what's next in this province, in the prairies. We get to build new economic drivers. We get to build new innovations, highly impactful companies that are going to shape the future of our generations and the next generation. So no pressure, but that's like a lot of cool stuff that we get to be a part of and that we get to build. I think we have a bit of a fresh start in this province and in the prairies. And congratulations and welcome to everybody who's been a part of it.
Well said.
Yeah, well said indeed, Crystal. You know, this whole conversation reminds me of something someone said to me recently. In fact, they're here tonight, but I won't out him. He said, Zach, I don't think you'll ever have the same quality of companies that you had in your very first summit. And it's kind of an interesting statement because the companies from that first summit, I know 3 companies from that summit that have combined raised $30 million and employ like 100 people just from that very first summit, just 3 companies. It's really impressive. But you know, I look at the companies here tonight and they seem just as impressive, if not more impressive. The overall bar for the companies here isn't going down, it's going up. And so I'm really excited about what all the companies here tonight are going to be doing 3 years from now. So Neil, are we ready to announce the winner?
Well, yes, I'm sure everybody is, but we want to say a couple quick thank yous first, just to keep you guys on the edge of your seats a little bit longer.
Thank you. Oh my God.
So
all right, let's do the thank yous.
You want to kick it off, Zach?
Sorry, I need to consult my list for this.
Like
There's a lot of people to thank.
There is a lot of people.
I'll kick it off for us.
We practice this, I promise you. Yeah.
This was part of the script. Stumble over the thank yous. Okay, listen, let's start off with the operations team. I actually kind of already give a shout out to him. Dom, Jonah. Our event planner, Jocelyn. Mike and Andrew from the tech team. All the entrepreneurs here tonight. Let's hear it for them.
Good job, Andrew.
Neil, who else we got to thank?
Oh, we got so many people. You missed Lorraine, who's sitting down there very nicely at the bottom of the stairs, but she deserves a huge round of applause for all the work she does. Now, the next 2 groups are the most critical. I want to thank all the entrepreneurs, the people that pitched here tonight, the people that didn't pitch here tonight, the people in the audience that are grinding out every day, doing super cool things in Alberta. Let's give the entrepreneurs a huge round of applause.
And all the investors, Neil. How about all the investors? You can't have an investment summit without investors. Let's hear for all these investors.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna rip through the rest because Zach and I do not seem in sync for saying our thank yous. But I want to say thank you to Alberta Innovates, our funding partners, Prairies Can, our AV teams. We already thank Andrew and the Edmonton team. We have our event planners. Kathleen here in Calgary is sitting off to the side. She helped pull us all together, and I don't know if you've noticed, but it looks way better than when I had to organize it. Zach, what about you?
Okay, yeah. How about Zipstall for discounted parking? Kevin, tallest guy in the room. Also a junior stand-up comedian. I hear he has a lot of height jokes. Okay, are we missing anyone, Neil? Are we ready? Who did I miss?
An announcement.
The announcement. Okay, listen. I know we all want to do the announcement, but I'm going to mix up the schedule here. They have no idea that I'm about to do this, but it is someone's birthday tonight. That just happened. And I'd like everyone to join us in singing happy birthday too. The one and only Dom Beaupre. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. This is happening to you. Happy birthday, dear Dom. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Would you like the honors of announcing the Edmonton winner now that you're on stage?
I don't know who the winner is.
Well, here, take the microphone.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm very excited to announce the winner. I actually thought about this once before, or a few times. Oh, wow. Your writing is so messy. Okay. I'm very excited to announce the winner here in Edmonton for a large amount of money that I'm not allowed to disclose. 48-hour discovery.
Let's hear it!
Come on up. Come on up.
Discovery. We've got champagne.
Yeah,
for
we
you to
got
pop.
champagne.
Okay, Neil, who's the winner down in Calgary?
Well, we have an envelope and Crystal is going to announce who the Calgary winner is. Y'all ready?
The Calgary winner is Nimble Science.
Yeah.
48-hour discovery team. Do you want to join us on stage? Come on, let's hear it for them, guys. They got a massive team here. They've been working freaking hard.
Team Nimble, come on up.
Come on, entire Nimble team. We need
It's
some
cool that-
pictures.
it's
I
cool
have
that Adam
some
is
bubbly.
Okay, Ratmir would like to say a few remarks.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming here and making Edmonton the new Silicon Valley or Boston or whatever you pick your favorite city that should be the center of entrepreneurship. Edmonton, it is tonight. And I want to thank everybody for making it so. So round of applause for all of you. Thanks. And then definitely Zach and the team and the whole startup TNT for making this happen. The committee.
Sabina, would you like to say a few words as well?
And
Would you like
yeah,
to say a
and
few
Calgary for being online. Yes.
I would like to thank all these fabulous people. The Nimble is actually run by almost everybody here except everybody who's not a co-op student, put your hand up. Everyone else is pretty much run by co-op students. It's an amazing energy and amazing scientists that are working with us, and I really appreciate the team. Dr. Andrews is our principal investigator and our clinical advisor. Really, yeah, couldn't have done this with all the great support of everybody that's got us here today. And my partner, Joseph, who originally founded this company, is over in Europe talking to customers. So a big round of applause for Joseph, who started this whole thing. I can't be with us tonight. Yeah, thanks very much. Wait, I got to thank my husband, because everybody who's an entrepreneur knows that the spouse is gets the brunt of it, right? So everybody give a good round of applause for Peter.
Well done, Nimble.
Okay, Neil, are we done? Is that the end of the program, Neil?
No, we're not done down here in Calgary. What about you?
We're not freaking done. We're not freaking done. Are you guys done? Listen, we have a long tradition at TNT of treating this not as a single pitch competition with a winner and losers, but identifying companies that are investable, credible entrepreneurs in the ecosystem. And our investors would also like to do deals with SketchDeck and Umay. Let's hear it for SketchDeck and Umay. If you'll take us.
All right, and as those teams in Edmonton come down, I want to talk about here in Calgary. So here tonight, we have one side deal to announce and another likely one that is going to come. That's going to come about over the next week or so. Our investors all have a week from today to get their side deal confirmations in, finalize the numbers, and then we start getting checks off to these companies to get agreements. So for the confirmed side deal in Calgary today, I would like to invite the Goodlawyer team to the stage. For you too. Do you like drink champagne or not?
Yeah, we'll drink some champagne, baby.
I know Brett's got a speech, so
I don't. I'm better off the cuff than scripted. So, first of all, huge thanks to, or sorry, huge congratulations to Nimble. Amazing. Getting data and information out of places I didn't know you could. But seriously, thank you to the Startup TNT folks, everybody in this amazing community that we're building here in Calgary. I'm not going to lie, when we found a Goodlawyer, 3.5, 4 years ago, a couple of the co-founders here tonight, I always assumed I have to move it to Toronto. And now I'm trying to convince startups to move from Toronto to Calgary. So that's a credit to this ecosystem, this city, and keep bringing the energy.
So Brett says he doesn't have a speech prepared, and then he busts out something better than I would have written down. All right, looks like Zach is chatting away with the side deals up in Edmonton. Zach, you want to wrap it up together, or just want me to do it?
Let's wrap it up together, Neil. I was just chatting with our side deals. Listen, Neil, this has been an awesome event. As a few people have noted already, they were surprised at how on time we were, as was I. And I'm always impressed with the quality of the deals, the quality of the presentations, the spirit of the crowd. And so I just got to say a big thank you to everybody. We will be back soon. Another investment summit coming up this winter, another one in the spring, and then next fall.
And then next winter.
I'll leave it there.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for those that don't know, here in Calgary, we're good here at Platform Calgary till about 10 or 10:30. And then if you'd like to continue, we have a reservation at the James Joyce if you want to hang out and celebrate. Yeah, you guys are amazing. This is all done because of community. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks for your passion. Thanks for your work. This is awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks, everybody. Stick around. The night is young.
All right, that's it. Go drink, eat, be merry. It's okay to keep leaving, but there is one more thing happening next week. We got launch party kicking off here at Platform Calgary next week at 6. Startup TNT is doing a pre-game happy hour at 4:30 at Briggs if you want to come on down and have a pre-beer. But go enjoy your night. Thanks, everyone.